Hi, how's it going? My name is Aaron, and this is my 1993 Mazda Miata. I got it as my first car about 5 years ago, and I've done a lot of work to this car, but oil's getting past the rings, so thinking about doing something with the engine, not really sure. Anywho, let's go to the front. These are the fog lights I made from scratch out of fiberglass. I started out with some winter and night driving and realized I really should be seeing a little bit further. I'm aware that Jeep lights fit because Miatas come with standardized sealed beam headlights, but I really don't like the look. It just doesn't fit with the rest of the car. It's a kind of a retro looking car when you start putting LEDs on it. It just doesn't look right to me. Eventually doing a 3D CAD scan of these would be cool. I'd like to mention who took all the beautiful photos in this video, a lot of the beautiful photos. It's my friend Grant. He's been around taking a lot of photos of this car for a long time. He's quite good at it. Moving on to the front bumper, I want to focus on the ducting on the side. The kit covers the bumper, adding some nice visuals, but it doesn't even replace the bumper, it just goes over it. So those ducts just lead to nothing. And I attempted to de-ricify and cut a hole all the way through for some actual ducting. I made the cups out of fiberglass, and the race car ducting came from Summit. It took some cutting and welding to get past the frame, but we made it. This mod really affects the performance of the braking too. I've noticed a big difference. It's a really cheap mod, and I think it's quite good. And if you can do it for any car, it'd be good, and it's easy. Working to the back of the car is a mod I did a couple of months ago. Causation was rebuilding the differential. You can hear the differential screaming on deceleration. You know, a long time ago, I heard of putting a spare tire under the trunk to free up space in the trunk, and to add to that, I always wanted a dual exhaust for this car. Then going on a rally trip with Grant, the pinion nut became loose, and on deceleration, the pinion gear was machining out the center of the spider gear assembly. In order to remove the diff at the time, I had to cut the custom exhaust in the middle to drop the diff since we didn't put a flange in the middle. Normally, there's a huge muffler under the trunk, too. It'd actually heat up the groceries in the back. So cutting off the exhaust meant an opportunity to put a spare tire in there, a full-size spare while I'm at it, and make an exhaust to go around. It was really hard finding some mufflers that would fit under there, but we got it done. Anchovy says hi. I may be looking at removing the trunk light in the future. I mean, there's like a whole hand width between the trunk light and the rear lights. It's so unnecessary, you know, but it's kind of those regulations invading this glass top there. You know, getting on to my other favorite thing I've done with this car. I think I've done a lot of favorite things with this car. Is I've turned the stock daisies into a really good looking wheel. A little spray paint and lots of tape and love is what makes these they're my favorite set of wheels. That's for sure. The snow size, the tire, the size fits snow tires, so I picked up some rims for $100, and I didn't even realize what a set of snow tires could do for the car, which is really what started the whole rally movement. In the future, I would love to, again, CAD scan these and turn them into a 3-piece 15 so I can get rid of my other sets of wheels and just have one style in multiple sizes. You know, they'd fit all my tires. I'm getting a little ahead of myself here, showing off the placement on the windshield washer squirters. Displaced from the fiberglass hood, normally those squirters would go on the hood, and some people do it with the wipers all together, but this being a developing rally machine, your windshield gets a little filthy. I'm going to do a little verbal rambling while I preview around the car. You know, I daily drove this car through high school and into summer jobs and into college. My plan was to make it through college with this car, which I did. There's always been an extra car for when repairs needed to happen, but it's just my baby. I'll be buried with this thing. Sometimes I watch shows like apocalypse shows like The Walking Dead, and I think to myself, oh, what would I do? And I think I would make a racetrack and modify and get all the Miatas that I could find and make a little race series. Try to run them on some sort of gas that's available. It's kind of funny in my mind. Just proving that the lights work up front. Turn them on, show you how they go together. I've got a little DIN switch set up that I could throw in there. I'm not really sure how it'll look. It depends kind of if I add more switches, right? Because I could have a whole switch panel with six available switches, but it's, it would only control one switch. There's some little tape marks left on the front. I used to have rally tape on the front, but I took it off. I kind of liked the look. I don't know. It just didn't really seem to go together well. Now I'm going to get into the car. Those are S2000 seats. I'm going to click off my shoes like Dorothy. My only way home, or however she says it. It's quite wet and muddy today. The weather's just been crazy. Normally it's pretty dry out here, but for some reason we're getting precipitation. Throw my key in here. Oops, wipers. I finally like the way the car sounds. It's been through a lot of exhausts, and I've straight piped it. Had regular exhaust, had a more muffled exhaust, resonator, but I think this dual exhaust is really nice. Sounds great. My passenger seat is currently out of the car because I have no friends. I have another S2000 seat that's normally there. I reupholstered I had my friend reupholster the seat that I'm sitting on. The other one hasn't had a tear in it, so no need to reupholster it. Really nice carpeting over here, nice area. Everything is nice in this car. A little stash of trash, my center console. Everything is nice in this car. I like how the interior is functional. I've been in a lot of other Miatas or just cars or people's projects, and they have no interior. It's the thing you touch every day. I'm going to show you my subwoofer. Copyright. Let's check out the subwoofer. It's definitely in a rough state right now. I just put it in, and I kind of got the brackets together. I will be putting fabric over the box and painting the brackets black. It'll hide away from everything. I do have a full trunk interior. I know it's beautiful. My road set. It's the original jack. I've got a retractable cheater bar. It saves on space. You don't have to have a square tire iron and a wrench for the tire and all the sockets for my various lug nuts. This car has always had a nice interior since I got it. I think it's easier to keep something nice if it came nice, but it's also a lot of effort keeping it nice. But there are some choices, right? You can keep it all original, or you can kind of modify it. I think the goal is to modify something, and then some old guy comes up to you. He's like, "What is that? It looks original. I mean, I've never seen that type of car before." He doesn't say it's like, "Oh, what's that piece of crap?" I think I'm ready to talk about the hood. Let me grab the screwdriver. This hood is made out of fiberglass from scratch. I started it in high school, and I made a hood originally, but it didn't fit, and I always had the project in the back burner until my skills increased enough to try again. The quality of this hood is, 50% good, and even though it's only been 1.5 years since completion, I've learned a lot, and I could even do it better. Getting the quarter-turn fasteners to fasten easily and consistently took 3 tries of welding, grinding, and adjusting. It's been a lot. I throw in that the real ceramic coat on that hood is a miracle. For anyone with black paint, just put some ceramic on it. It'll make it beautiful. Listen to that engine rattle. It's in okay shape. I wonder if the gears always rattle underneath the valve cover. I wonder if those gears always rattled before I cut up the valve cover and you just never heard it. But it's definitely something you hear now. Maybe I could try tightening up the timing system a little more, Like I said at the beginning of the video, the car is only running at best okay, so I'm not sure how much I care. I tell you what, a detachable hood is so convenient for working on a car. It's the best. I don't miss having a hood that is attached to the car, because when you're going for something in the back of the engine bay, every time you lift your head, bonk, you hit your head on the hood. It's just not the greatest. The problems of working under a hood in a tight spot are kind of alleviated. Your back doesn't hurt anymore. You don't hit your head. You don't squish your fingers. It's awesome. It's awesome. The stuff underneath the hood is for stability or placing on surfaces. This week for me has been unfortunate and weird. Last Sunday was weird. I usually don't care much about celebrities, but Ken Block dying has me upset. Larry Chen on Instagram suddenly said how he missed Ken Block, and it just shocked me, because when you see those types of comments, you just know. He inspired my rally build. I remember Gymkhana 1 coming out. It wasn't even called Gymkhana, and it was just such a miracle. You could search anything car related, like search car, that would come up. Search drift, that would come up. I think it's kind of depressing, and curious to see who's going to be my new idol. I think he's responsible for this car. Look at me trying to get that quarter turn in. It's awful. It's taking a lot of work getting them in. Anyway, that's depressing. Let's ride. Gotta click off them shoes. Going to drive to the road, nothing like off-roading in a lowered car. Until I get there, I'm throwing in some pictures of racing events I've done this last year. I don't know if it's racing or more just time trial. Track day is time trial, but Virginia City Hill Climb is a time trial up a dangerous hill. I've been watching the Virginia City Hill Climb for so long, and I can't believe I finally got to do it. That was really nice. So I always wonder why this car suffers from paint chip issues, and then I do stuff like this. The engine sounds a lot better out of idle. I think it still sounds good, even though the idle is a little rattly. Let's pull around this corner here, do a little 1-2 pull, and then maybe you can make some popcorn during this 1-2 pull. This car's slow, very slow. Thank you for watching, and maybe I'll do another video like this in the future. Thanks.